Very good morning to all of you. This is Jaya Vishahan, Assistant Professor, I handle the subject Engineering Mechanics. The subject code is GE8292. Today we are going to see the unit number 5. Under unit 5, the chapter which we are going to see today is friction. Let me just tell you about friction, the definition of friction. Friction is nothing but when a body slides over another body, a tangential force developed in the contact surface between the moving point and fixed point is known as friction. So for an example, assume as a horizontal plane which is fixed surface. Over the horizontal surface, object or body is kept, okay, and a weight W, right? A force is being applied to pull the body. Now, when you pull the body towards right, the body starts moving towards right. So when when the body slides over another body, that means this is fixed body and this is the moving body. So this is the surface of the fixed object and this is the surface of the moving object. When it starts sliding over the another body, a tangential force develops. That is nothing but the friction. Okay. Always friction will be opposite of the motion. That is opposite to the tendency of the motion. This is F. Right. When a body gets contacted with another body, a normal reaction will act, which will be perpendicular to the surface of the object, and the friction would be parallel to the surface of the body. Is it clear? Right. So let me just tell you about the types of, that means list down the types of frictions first. Types of friction. So friction is classified into two, which is dry friction and fluid friction. This dry friction can also be called as Coulomb friction. This dry friction is further classified into two. The first one is static friction. The other one is dynamic friction. Dynamic friction can also be called as kinetic friction. This dynamic friction further classified into two: sliding friction and rolling friction. So in our syllabus we are going to cover up the dynamic friction only in detail. Let me just brief you about the dry friction. Dry friction is nothing but it's developed between two dry surfaces. In other words, unlubricated surfaces of body in contact. Right. For an example, the vehicle, right? I mean automobile, where the friction between brake shoe and drum, right? Then the second example is between the wheel and road. The friction between wheel and road is the examples for dry friction. What do you mean by fluid friction? Fluid friction is developed between two surfaces in presence of fluid. In presence of fluid. Fluid friction is developed when adjacent layer of the fluid are moving at different velocities, right? The example, I'll just cite example for the fluid friction. Friction developed in the machine parts having the lubricator. So for an example, the gear assembly in the vehicle, where the gear mesh together in presence of oil, right? So that's a apt example for fluid friction. Then let's come to static friction. The definition of static friction is the friction experienced by a body during rest. You know about static, right? Static is nothing but it's at rest condition, right? So what do you mean by static friction? Static friction is the friction experiment by a body during rest is called static friction. Then what about dynamic friction? So it's a friction experienced by a body during motion. You all know the meaning of dynamic, right? It is during motion. Static is rest, dynamic is motion. So dynamic friction is nothing but it's a friction experienced by a body during motion. So further, dynamic friction is classified into two. The first one is sliding friction, the other one is rolling friction. So the the definition of sliding friction is it is a friction experienced by a body when it slides over another body. That means it slides over the another body, right? So it is a friction experiment by body when it slides over the another body is called sliding friction. Then what about rolling friction? It is a friction experiment by a body when it rolls over the another body, right? So these are the definitions of the various frictions which we have seen, isn't it? So as far as our syllabus is concerned, we will focus only the dry friction, right? Let me just give explain the definition of coefficient of friction. So this can be denoted as mu, right? The definition for coefficient of friction is a ratio of limiting friction to the normal reaction between two bodies. That means mu is the notation of coefficient of friction. That is nothing but it is a ratio of limiting friction to the normal reaction. That is normal reaction. So limiting friction can be represented by F and normal reaction can be represented by N. As it is a coefficient, so it doesn't have any unit. So the unit of friction is Newton and the unit of normal reaction is also Newton. So Newton gets cancelled. So this is a ratio. So therefore there won't be any unit as far as coefficient of friction is concerned, right? So another definition for angle of friction. assume a horizontal plane. Over the horizontal plane, a body is being placed, right? As you all know, the own weight of this object always acts vertically downwards, right? W. And when two bodies are in contact, there will be a reaction. There is a normal reaction which will act towards the center of the object, right? Normal. Assume the body is moving in the positive x direction. So the tendency of motion. So tendency of motion of this body is in positive x direction, right? When the body moves in right direction, the friction will always act opposite of the moment, right? Now, so now we are in the topic of angle of friction, right? So as you know, the reaction, there is a resultant force always acting diagonal to the two forces. The angle between the normal reaction and resultant is the angle of friction, which is pi, right? So I am going to draw a small triangle of this. This is frictional force and this is normal reaction and this is resultant. If I draw a triangle and the angle between, or that is resultant and normal reaction, is pi. So if this is F, of course this is also F, right? So this can be represented tan pi. Tan is nothing but sine, even opposite side by the adjacent side, right? Opposite side of this angle, that is F. F by the adjacent side is N. So tan pi equal to F by N. So F by N you have learned just a few minutes before. That is coefficient of friction is nothing but mu is equal to F by N. So this can be written as mu. So mu equal to tan pi. So in definition we can say that the angle between the resultant and the normal reaction is called angle of friction. It can be denoted as pi. Is it clear now? Right. So now I am going to tell about the angle of repose. Angle of repose. So definition of angle of repose is nothing but minimum angle at which the body starts to move is known as angle of repose. Assume it's a horizontal plane and your body is kept over it and no force is applied, even any external force is applied on this body. So therefore it doesn't move. It became static. That means it remain rest. It's not moving at all. Assume this is a surface. Suppose I incline this plane at an angle of theta, and the body is over here, right? So this is the angle, the minimum angle at which the body starts to move is known as angle of repose. So earlier, as far as this condition is concerned, this horizontal plane, right, this surface is parallel to the object surface. So therefore it does not move, right? When the surface is being tilted at an angle of theta, and now the body starts to move downwards due to gravity, right? So the definition of angular repose is minimum angle at which the body starts to move is known as angle of repose. Is it clear now? Right. So now, law of dry friction. Law of dry friction. So mainly you will have to remember the 4 points. First one is frictional force. Frictional force F is opposite to the direction of movement. To the direction of movement of the body, whatever, right? The second one is the frictional force, that is F, doesn't depend on the shape of the object. It doesn't depend upon the shape of the object. The third one is frictional force F depends on the degree of roughness of the object or the body. The fourth one, normal reaction, which is N, is perpendicular to the surface. Perpendicular to the surface. So you'll have to remember all the 4 points to solve a problem from the topic friction. Right. Let's see a small example problem for the friction. We are going to see a example problem, right? First problem. The question is, a body of weight 120 Newton is placed on a rough horizontal plane. Determine the coefficient of friction if a horizontal force 65 Newton just cause the body to slide over the horizontal plane. See, as far as this problem is concerned, there is no picture or figure or any drawing has been given, right? So first we extract as much as information from the given question. First, what is given? Let's extract one after the other information, reading out the question. A body of weight 120 Newton. So therefore W, the weight of the object is given, that is body is given 120 Newton, is placed on a rough horizontal plane. So therefore it's a horizontal plane. Determine the coefficient of friction. So to find what is coefficient of friction, which is nothing but the mu, right? And if a horizontal force 65 Newton is acting. So which is nothing but the force, the external force of 65 Newton. Just cause slide over the horizontal plane. So, right, solution. Since it is not mentioned in which direction this body is moving, so let's assume the body is started moving in clockwise direction, in the positive x direction. So this is the horizontal plane. So over this object is being kept, which is as a body of 120 Newton weight. Is a 120 Newton weight. Is it clear? Right. Now a force of 65 Newton is acting. So it is trying to pull the body. So this is what the given drawing, right? As far as the question is concerned, this is what the drawing. So now we are going to draw the FBD, which is nothing but free body diagram. Free body diagram. So first you will have to draw the object, and the weight always act vertically downwards of magnitude 120 Newton. The external force is being applied to pull the object towards positive x direction. As you all know, when two bodies are in contact, there will be a normal reaction which can be represented as n, which will be perpendicular to the surface, right? So since the tendency of movement, since the tendency of motion or movement is in the positive x direction, therefore the friction will act opposite to the motion F. Is it clear? Right. As you all know, when you draw the free body diagram, the condition for this is the equilibrium condition, right? As you all know, applying equilibrium condition. Equilibrium condition. What are they? Summation h equal to 0, summation v equal to 0, right? Now let's resolve all the forces on the horizontal. That means the positive and negative x direction. So summation h is equal to 0. As you all know, the force which acting towards this direction is positive x, and towards left hand direction is negative direction of x axis. This is positive y direction, and this is negative y direction, right? So now this magnitude, there's a external force 65 is in the positive y direction. So we can write this as 65 in positive x direction. Is anything in the horizontal direction? Yes, the force, that is a frictional force which is acting in the negative y direction. So this has been considered. This has been considered. Any other horizontal force is there? No, nothing. So this can be written as F is equal to 65 Newton. F is equal to 65 Newton. Now summation V equal to 0. Summation V equal to 0. So that is, we are going to resolve all the vertical forces. So 0 equal to, so this 120 which is acting vertically downwards, which carries the negative sign. So therefore 120, and the normal which is acting vertically upwards, which carries positive sign, so plus n. So therefore n is equal to 120 Newton. So we have found the value of frictional force as well as the normal reaction. Ultimately, what you have to find? The coefficient of friction, mu. What is the formula for mu? Coefficient of friction is the ratio of limiting friction, which is F. Limiting friction to the normal reaction, F by N. So substitute this value F, that is 65 by 120. 120 is the reaction. So when you just use the calculator, 65 divided by 120, which works out to 0.54. So the value of mu is 0.54. Is it clear now? Thank you. I'll come up with few more problems in the next lecture. Thank you. Bye.